Good morning, graduates, family, friends, and honored guests. First, let me thank you, Lachlan McGirt, our piper, for the beautiful music, who is a proud father of Clarice McGirt, who is graduating today. So thank you, Lachlan. And yes, we were missing the drums, but the bagpipe was just fine. Welcome to Convocation at the University of Waterloo. My name is Feridun Hamdalapur, and I have the honor of serving as President and Vice Chancellor of this fantastic university. And it's my privilege to welcome you all to campus for this momentous occasion to celebrate the accomplishments of our soon-to-be graduates. Before we start, however, it is my duty and privilege to remind all of us to reflect, acknowledge, and pay respects to the elders, past and present, of the neutral Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee peoples. We are gathered today on their traditional territory as the University of Waterloo sits on the Haldimand Tract, the land promised to the Six Nations people along the Grand River. And if you please remain standing, and those of you who are able to rise, could you please rise? And I will invite Julianne Durocher to sing our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command, car ton bras s'est porté l'épée, il s'est porté la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you, Julianne, and please be seated. Good morning again. The Chancellor of our university, Mr. Dominic Barton, is the custodian of the convocation ceremony. And unfortunately, despite his Herculean efforts to be here, fortunately, he couldn't be here today with us. He regrets not being here very much, and he asked me to convey his sincere notes of congratulations to you and his best wishes. So as President, as Vice Chancellor, I will fulfill the Chancellor's responsibilities today in addition to my own. So let me share a few words with both the graduating class today and everybody I see here in the auditorium who is here. Let me first thank you immensely, those of you who are here today supporting your student. You were here when they first started, some of you. You were as excited as they were. Probably you were a little bit more nervous than they were. Today you are seeing what has happened in the past 4 or 5 years. That they are here, they are making us, all of us, very proud of what they were able to accomplish. You were there with them all the way, except helping them with their midterms and final exams. They did that on their own, but you were there supporting them for many things, and some of you helped them also with their tuition, and you're glad to know that you will no longer have to do that. So thank you for being here again. Let me turn to our graduating class today. I can't tell you how, again, proud of you we are. It took a lot of hard work, perseverance, and sometimes frustration to get you here. A couple of weeks ago, we were informed that for the 28th year in a row, our university was selected to be the most innovative university in this country. 28 years in a row with no interruption. We owe it to you. We owe it to your brilliance. We owe it to your creativity. We owe it to your hard work. We owe it to your innovation. So those of you who came before you, those of you who are sitting here today, and those of you who will come after you, they have made and they will continue making us very proud, because we are making a difference not only in this country, in Canada, but around the world through your brilliance, through your work. And today, we're so proud that you will be entering into this journey with thousands of your colleagues. I will have a chance to get back to you and have a few final words with you, so I'm restraining myself just getting warmed up and say more, but this is all I will share with you just for this part of the ceremony. Just a few words about what we will be doing this morning. There will be a number of speakers and several parts of the convocation ceremony, each important their own right. We will begin by conferring an honorary degree on an individual who has made an extraordinary contribution to the university and the community. We will then confer bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. Finally, an award will be given to recognize an alumnus who has excelled in their field. You may be wondering how long you will be here. I can promise one thing. We will do everything to keep this under 2 hours, during which time I will ask you please to remain seated and enjoy the entire ceremony. It is, as you will see, quite energizing and exciting. With that, again, graduating class, our brilliant students, thank you so much. Congratulations on behalf of all of us. I now invite Heidi Swenson, Associate Professor and University Research Chair from the Department of Biology, to the podium.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I present Anne Innes-Dagg. Anne Innes-Dagg is a graduate of the University of Waterloo, where she earned her PhD in animal behavior in 1967, after completing BA and MA degrees at University of Toronto. Her incredible contributions to science and to tackling issues of gender equity in academia are founded in courage, tenacity, and talent. She was the first person to study giraffes, or indeed any animal in the wild, in Africa. Her seminal contributions to the disciplines of animal behavior, mammalogy, and sociobiology span 60 years and have inspired legions of young scientists, many of whom may not have known that much of her work was self-funded and self-published due to pervasive gender inequity that existed in academia at pivotal times in her career. In 1972, Dr. Dagg was unfairly denied tenure after completing a very successful assistant professorship. Blazing a trail for women in science, she began augmenting her ongoing and prolific accomplishments in animal biology with tireless advocacy and numerous publications on sexism and gender bias in academia. She has also tackled complexities around communicating animal rights and in anthropomorphizing animals in studies of behavior. Recognition of the significance, importance, and impact of Dr. Dagg's work should have begun much sooner than it did, but it has included a Human Rights Award and awards from several scientific societies. Her career and the significance of her scientific contributions have been featured in several documentaries, most recently the 2018 film, The Woman Who Loves Giraffes, which has received accolades and media coverage from around the world. Mr. Vice Chancellor, in recognition of her outstanding record of scientific contribution, leadership, and advancement of women in academia, I request that you bestow the title Doctor of Science, honoris causa, on Anne Innes Dagg.
I'm honored to confer upon you You'll have to do it again. I'm honored to confer upon you, Anne Innes Dagg, the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, and I extend my sincere congratulations.
I now invite Dr. Dagg and her daughter Mary to the podium to address Convocation.
Hi, I'm Mary. My mom's voice has gone, so I'm going to be reading her speech this morning. So, good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming. It has taken 86 years to get here. Why now? Why not last year? Or even 10 years ago? The reason I'm here is my life's body of work. I've written 22 books and published more than 65 articles over the years. But the elephant in the room, or should I say giraffe, is that there was a documentary made about my life last year, which received a lot of attention. It's called The Woman Who Loves Giraffes, now available on iTunes in Canada. Sorry, had to get the plug in. The film gives a historical account of my journey to South Africa in the 1950s to study giraffes, which was considered by all to be the first work on giraffe biology. It is actually widely considered to be the first scientific study of any wild animal. The documentary also highlights my struggle facing gender discrimination at Canadian universities in the 1970s. So let's talk about that. In 1957, I returned from South Africa, earned a PhD, and was a part-time professor at various local universities, including University of Waterloo. So that I could afford my studies on the giraffe, I applied for tenure at 3 universities. The University of Waterloo Dean of Biology refused my application and said that if my husband had a job, I need not apply. Wilfrid Laurier hired a man with far fewer qualifications than mine. The University of Guelph, as shown in the documentary, had a promotional committee that consisted entirely of men. They asserted that I didn't have a fully developed research program, when in truth, my work had been published in some of the highest regarded academic journals in the world. Although I had to give up my hope of becoming a professor, I never gave up my hope for giraffes. Along with my friend and colleague, Bristol Foster, we wrote a book called The Giraffe, Its Biology, Behavior, and Ecology. The book is considered to be the Bible on giraffe study worldwide. I also went on to study camels in Africa, wrote many more books, some on feminism, some on animals. I took part-time work right here at University of Waterloo and raised 3 kids, me being one of them. And this brings us to here today. The notoriety of the documentary has caught the attention of these universities that halted my career. I'm being recognized here today, and the University of Guelph has apologized and created a scholarship in my name. I believe that the documentary will stand as a testament to remind people of how we treated people in the past. In recognizing my work today, I see this as an effort by University of Waterloo to say that things have changed and moving forward will be better for women. My everlasting hope is also that people will treat animals with the same respect as they treat each other. Thank you. It's good.
My name is Jim Rush, and I'm honored to serve as the University of Waterloo's Vice President Academic and Provost. First of all, let me thank Dr. Dagg and Mary for your address. We're delighted to be able to celebrate your accomplishments today and to recognize your profound impact on the fields of animal biology, behavior, and sociobiology, as well as your pioneering efforts in the field of gender equity. We've heard important points today about the way that institutions like ours have historically treated women-identified scholars, and all academic institutions could have done better. Problems with inequity persist today, and we know we still have a long way to go to ensure that all genders are treated fairly and equitably at Waterloo and across Canada. That's why we've made significant commitments to addressing issues of gender equity on our campus, including being the only Canadian participant in the United Nations He-for-She Impact 10 by 10 by 10 program. Dr. Dagg, we are pleased to welcome you again in this very special way to the alumni of the University of Waterloo. Would the members of the graduating class please rise? Mr. Vice Chancellor, I present to you those scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University that they may be admitted to their various and several degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the university, I hereby admit you to your various and several degrees with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Thank you. Please be seated. Good morning once again. Mr. Vice Chancellor, honored guests and participants, what a great day. We're already off to a fantastic start. Convocation is perhaps the most rewarding occasion in the life of a university. It evokes our ancient rights and privileges It recognizes significant accomplishments. At the same time, it stirs within us the promise of new beginnings. On behalf of the entire University of Waterloo administration team, I'd like to formally thank all of those who have made today possible. Convocation literally means the action of calling people together for a large informal assembly. So it is not possible to have convocation without all of you. So to the graduands and to the parents and families and friends of our graduands, especially those of you who have traveled from afar to be here, thank you for being here. To the university community for developing these scholars and delivering this outstanding event for our new alumni. Thank you to all of you. And of course, at the same time, we also acknowledge those who have been unable to join us today. We feel their presence in special ways and their participation in this assembly. I'd like to now ask all the graduands to please remain seated as I invite all of the parents, family, and friends and event coordinators to please rise if you're able. I'd encourage you to look around and find your special people. Graduands, to find your family and friends, and the other way around. Undoubtedly, you're going to want to know where each other are during the ceremony. You'll probably even make your presence known in other ways. Graduates, would you please, together with the rest of us, thank all of those who have made your convocation so special. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. As we prepare to confer the degrees, I have a few technical notes. For those guests wishing to take photos of your graduates, there's a photography area located to the left of the stage, so on my right over here. And you can access that area by exiting at the back of the gym via the west exit doors and then coming down the hall to the area. If you approach that area just before your special graduate is crossing the stage, you'll be in a good position to take good photos. I'd ask that once you have taken those photos that you please exit the area and return to your seats to allow others to fill your spot there and take pictures of their special graduates. Graduates, you heard the Vice Chancellor express the hope that you will all remain so we can celebrate together for the entire less than 2-hour period. So whether your name begins with an A or a Z, please return to your seat after you've crossed the stage and we'll all celebrate and exit together. Now we're on to the main event, the proceeding to the conferring of the degrees. So to that end, I'd like to invite Lily Liu, Dean of the Faculty of Applied Health Sciences, to announce the graduates' names.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts, General Program, 4-year. Allison Michelle Sauvé. Thank you, Mr. Vice Chancellor. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts Honors Program. Charles Barcelos, Kelsey Diel Caza, Tyler Evan Cormier, Rebecca C. Wing Ho, and Patricia Christina Hodgins. Danielle Agath Kapsamalis, Nana Akua Tima Kwako Fosu, Shaeen Marquis Lepage, Dominique Lepage, Sophie McCann, Noah Ho. Marissa Ann Mackenzie Seth, Benjamin Paul Shanley, Emily Shirk. Francine Smith, Sarah Tarek, Rebecca Tower. Maya Christine Vanbury, Amy Winsky. Thank you, Mr. Vice Chancellor. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Public Health Honors Program. Rachel Legros, Public Health. Leah Patricia Picone. Marin Yasu Samuel. Thank you, Mr. Vice Chancellor. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science General Program 4-year. Caitlin May Kliss. Thank you, Mr. Vice Chancellor. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science Honors Program. Raki Agaro, Tanzila Alvi, Raquel Mira de Castro. Waylon Chen, Laura Marina Deer, Catherine Glover. Syed Moez Hashmi, Nikta Jauhari, Monique Krista Rochelle Julian. Raf Kachichen, Mathushan Kandia, Mohammed bin Shuaib Khan. Marawin Mahmood, Nixon Magumbati, Shanak Bibin Pandit. Aman Singh Rakar, Nicholas Robiero, Misha Spengler. Deanna Rochelle Stanfield, Ryan Stanley. Thank you, Mr. Vice Chancellor. I now invite Robert Lemieux, Dean, Faculty of Science, to the podium.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science, General Science, 3-year. Salam Aklilu Amiha, Yashishta Buvaratnagiri, Jasmeer Singh Brar. Fardeen Hassan Chowdhury, Kevin Lee Xiao, Yong Ray Kim. Cassandra Olivia Opalak, Adrian James Rose, Astrid Simona Rosu. Emilia Abir Sheikh, Sarjan Siva Subramaniam, Emma Alexandra Katrina Tomlinson, Thank you, Mr. Vice Chancellor. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science Honors Program. Brittany Abreu, Sarah Ajami, Melanie Jocelyn Anand, Losith Asokan, Lou Bai, Melissa Elizabeth Bray, Louise Maria Burgi, Dur A. Shawar Butt, Nathaniel Chan, Cindy Chow, Matthew Clappison, Samuel Clegg, Mark DaCosta, Zihan Dong, Joseph Tan Du, Jianye Gao, Christine Camille Sarmiento Garcia, Daniel Jimenez Paez, Yamna Habib, Larissa Herman, Jingwei Wang, Jonathan Hui, Oscar Hui, Sabrina Ibrahimi, Louis I. Kabigting, Tamara Vaishnavi Kailas, Sida Mishkat Kirmani, Alonzo Klassen, Amani Deleka Kodipili, John Quing Ku, Deborah Waitong Kwok, Eric Alexander Loff, Stephanie Lee, Vincent Lee, Xiao Shi Lee, Hunter Thomas Little, Haobo Liu, Maya Lepandich, Adam Matthias, Mohammed Said, Aaron Lowe, Sahil John Malikal, Megan E. Moore, Uniba Mubashir, Dayana Nasri, Ovidiu Negulescu, Janelle Nelson, Connor Joseph Nichols, Shirayu Patel, Rakunan Pathmanathan, Simran Patar, Mackenzie Claire Poirier, Viveta Ramesh, Shrushti Rana, Pranavan Renu Vasantakumar, Kelsey Francis Robson, Ryan Sami, Rachel Waverly Shantz, Radoslav Rade Soknik, Divya Subramanian, Kevin Tran, Natalie Yvonne Tran, Sarah Turner, Celine Marie Vandenberg, Nikolai Nikolaev Vidanov, Richard Q-Sum Wu, Kai Ye, Ilya Zhenkov, Hanxiao Zhang, Mark Zhang, Thank you, Mr. Vice Chancellor. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I present the candidate for the degree Doctor of Optometry, Catherine Marie Sengens. Thank you, Mr. Vice Chancellor. I now invite David Edwards, Associate Dean, Holman Director, School of Pharmacy, to the podium.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Doctor of Pharmacy. Amin Ayat, Roger Ayub, Joanna Elizabeth Bailey. Samarjit Kaur Bajaj, Pauline Bal, Ashley Faye Banshee. Jennifer Bao, Bryce David Bongfeld, Joshua David Roy Butt. Jasjeet Kaur Chima, Bailey Coho, Brittany Cook. Stephen William Dawson, Cassandra Dyson, Lindsay Dockrell. Samuel Dubinsky, Kylie Edwards, Nina Falak. Mary Fan, Stephanie Firo, Simon Fong. Paige Therese Franken, Natalie Galia, Jody Gallinger. Flora Gao, Yu Gao, Annie Pierre Garot. Hardeep Singh Gill, Julia Gomez, Juliana Gotha. Fadi Gurgas, Niraj Gupta, Noshan Huda. Blake Hool, Jenna Jenkins, Anshal Joshi. Devin Craig Jowett, Masha Yugovich, Noel Can. Manmeet Kara, Harpreet Kaur Kangura, Young In Kim. Minji Kim, Eunice Koo, Fiona Lang. Amanda Nicole Lee, Simone Liu, Melissa Victoria Lopez. Kendra Leanne McDougall, Kirsten Fiona McLean, Christine Maros Maros. Aya Mansour, Clarice McGurk, Deval Rajesh Mehta. Chris Erica Mendoza, Laurent Montpetit, Bradley Murphy. Cassandra Na, Mirella Nakul, Calvin Ng. Tao Lin Nguyen, Brenda Young Jin Oh, Valerie Willett. Tatiana Padilla Gutierrez, Darshan Patel, Michelle Catherine Paul. Tessa Pack, Antea Danja Plessa, Daniel Posleff. Talia Perluka, Connor Prince, Nida Javed Qureshi. Sabina Rafakova, Ryan Ralph Ramlal, Zara Razavi. Emily Marie Romano, Michelle Roussal, Rabia Sadiq. Munaza Salim, Govind Sandhu, Sidra Hafiz Sati. Joseph Nicholas Sabraka, Perinaz Sharize, Merit Shanuda. Sung Hee Shun, Anastasia Shishlova, Navdeep Singh. Ramneek Singh, Tanvir Kaur Serpal, Arman Slakanian. Jeffrey Daniel Massot Sokolowski, Christine Marie Giselle Soren, Cynthia Sritharan, Boris Stipik, Christina Mary Sykes, Nikta Tameshkian. Sarkis Chabrazian, Michelle Elena Tofan, Christopher Maxim Voss. Ki-Ru Wang, Christina Lynn Watson, Louis Wei. Stephanie Westaver, Jocelyn Claire Wong, Sally Wu. Nancy Zhao, Liangji Zhu, Inzhong Yang. Sarah Yang. Thank you, Mr. Vice Chancellor. I now invite Rona Hanning, Associate Dean, Graduate Studies, Faculty of Applied Health Sciences, to the podium.
Okay. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Master of Arts. Brendan Bélanger, Kai Cheng, John Ergen. Elizabeth Louise Farrar, Brooke Samantha Gibbons, Megan Taylor Muir. Jasmine Najjar, Tricia Louise Wee, Lara Dawn Schroeder. Michaela Janelle Stinson, Thank you, Mr. Vice Chancellor. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Master of Health Evaluation. Martha Andrews, Victoria Babisheva, Kristen Rachel Porter. Sherry Wright Palsett. Thank you, Mr. Vice Chancellor. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Master of Health Informatics. Sukanthan Abira, Thank you, Mr. Vice Chancellor. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Master of Public Health. Aya Al-Siodi, Mohammed Anas Aziz, Christine April Brannan. Vivian Chow, Olivia Dorado, Samantha Lynn Fox. Thuy Hui, Rahil Kasim, Saman Mustafa Khan. Flora Kwong, Jenny Lee, Nemanja Maksimovic. Amy Mason, Catherine Lane McDonald, Shelley McKee. Kylie McMillan, Amber Mercy, Julie Nguyen. Ajunim Nosuido, Olukimai Obajimi, Priya Prabkahari. Sherry Razvani, Jaspreet Kaur Singh, Caden Earl St. George Stone. Wanis Tam, Krista Joan Yershenko, Stephanie Woodstock. Thank you, Mr. Vice Chancellor. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Master of Science. Sarah Abuadas, Nicole Teresa DaCosta, Justin Taylor Diamond. Rachel Ashley Donnelly, Najwa Eshnina, Dominika Grushveka. Sarah Holman, Mohammed Hibat Allah, Emily Ha. Natasha Katerina Avanochko, Katia Jellicoe, Homiao Zhang. Ziking Li, Zhuchang Liao, Dennis Melanson. Kevin Ryan Murray, Taryn Hope Neiman, Haley Lauren Price. Abdullah Ranama, Megan Rodriguez, Emily Christine Rutter. Ogai Sadiq, Jaihao Shi, Kate Marie Sinclair. Stephanie Elaine Slewinski, Kylie Ray Sullivan, Farang Tang. Shudarwin Utayakumar, Jill Kathleen Von Dam, Andrew Christopher Wenger. Matthew Michael Zuki. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. I now invite Andrea Daly, Director, School of Social Work, Renison University College, to the podium.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Master of Social Work. Patricia Bailey Brown, Christine Gail Baldry, Lacey Amanda Berry. Allison Baxter, Linda Ann Burrell, Kamisha Hermina Campbell. Brent Carr, Jeffrey Wei Lun Chan, Lindsay Church. Bailey Ann Churchill, Anya Marion Conley, Shannon Dorothy Helen Daniels. Lisa Del Chiaro, James Owen Dubé, April Gallinger. Jeslind Henry Nanapragazam, Daniel Yvette Grenier, Cynthia Tony Henshaw. Cheryl Hines, Sarah Elizabeth Jacob, Michelle Kakar. Sarah King, Valerie La Riviera, Jean Marie McGregor. Jillian Annette McPhee, Doran Chineri Adenican, Maria Marankovic. Jacqueline Marshall, Jenny Martinez, Narissa Mongrain. Carlos Andre Rivera Angula, Habibe Nabati Razlihi, Sharon Terry Prince. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Lise Walker, Rochelle Rocadia Wynn, Thank you, Mr. Vice-Chancellor. I now invite Sean Wedig, Associate Dean, Graduate Studies, Faculty of Science, to the podium.
We will now confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy, the highest academic degree awarded by universities. Attaining a PhD is no easy task, It involves years of hard work, attainment of subject matter expertise, and a contribution to the sum of human knowledge in a subject area through original research. It is an honor to call upon the following graduates to receive the degree Doctor of Philosophy. Ryan Amos, Chemistry. Juan Jose Aristizabal Henao. Kinesiology. Peter Jan Carroll Oakes, Earth Sciences, Water. Brittany Lindsay Bakler, Kinesiology. Brittany is also a university finalist for the Alumni Gold Medal Doctoral. Asma Bakroon, Vision Science. Samantha Burke, Biology. Jeremy Benedict Flannery, Physics, Quantum Information. Mahmoud Reza Gohari, Public Health and Health Systems. Noor Hamami, Public Health and Health Systems. Sophie Erica Hokevin, Public Health and Health Systems, also the recipient of the Certificate in University Teaching. Boden Kolchitsky, Physics. Duncan William Scott Mackenzie, Chemistry. Joanna Maharis, Biology, Water. Christopher Mackenzie McMahon, Physics. Catherine Aviva Mercer, Pharmacy. Shukufe Nubaksh, Physics. Fatin Salim, Chemistry, also a recipient of the Certificate in University Teaching. Sonja Senthanar, Public Health and Health Systems. Anis Sharafuddini, Public Health and Health Systems, also a recipient of the Certificate in University Teaching. Chi Ling Joanna Sin, Public Health and Health Systems, Aging, Health, and Well-Being. Tiana Vasiljevic, Chemistry. Ziji Zhang, Chemistry. Thank you, Mr. Vice Chancellor. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I now request you to confer in absentia the various and several degrees upon those candidates who were approved by Senate but were unable to be present at today's convocation.
I confer these degrees in absentia.
I now invite Lily Liu, Dean, Faculty of Applied Health Science, to the podium.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, members of Convocation, honored guests, I present Dr. Sandra Oni. Over the course of her career, kinesiology alumna Dr. Sandra Oni has made significant and lasting contributions to the field of rehabilitation. Dr. Oni is a professor emeritus at Queen's University in the School of Rehabilitation Therapy. A graduate from the Department of Kinesiology, Dr. Oni completed her PhD in biomechanics from the University of Waterloo in 1982. Her research studied the biomechanics of physical movement and rehabilitation, with particular focus on normal and abnormal gait. At Waterloo, she was supervised by the late distinguished Professor Emeritus David Winter. Since her time at Waterloo, Dr. Oni has made significant contributions to research in rehabilitation biomechanics. At Queen's University, Dr. Oni has worked in the School of Rehabilitation Therapy as a professor. She was director of the school. She was also Associate Dean, Faculty of Health Sciences, and now Professor Emeritus. Dr. Oni has made important contributions to the development and implementation of rehabilitation programs around the world through her involvement with the International Center for the Advancement of Community-Based Rehabilitation. Dr. Oni's contributions to the field of biomechanics is impressive. Her international work on integrating research to improve health outcomes in developing nations resulted in her receiving an honorary doctorate from Rigas Stadina Universitate in Latvia. From 2001 to 2003, she was the first female president of the International Society of Biomechanics, and over her career in academia, Dr. Oni published numerous articles and book chapters on biomechanics. Dr. Oni is committed to the support of education and nurturing new talent. At University of Waterloo, Dr. Oni has contributed to a number of initiatives on campus, including support for the Faculty of Applied Health Sciences, the kinesiology program, graduate scholarships, and the AHS expansion building. In her retirement, Dr. Oni is a mentor to students, staff, and faculty at Queen's University, and is a well-appreciated and well-known certified executive coach. Mr. Vice Chancellor, in recognition of her leadership and groundbreaking work in rehabilitation, I present Dr. Sandra Oni as the recipient of the 2019 Applied Health Sciences Alumni Achievement Award. I now invite Feridun Hamdulapur, President and Vice Chancellor, to address Convocation.
I guess it now all depends on me whether I'll be able to keep my own promise. 16 minutes before we break this. But I think first what we should do is to give this fabulously now graduating class, brand new for the fall, a big applause. Thank you. Thank you. It's impossible while I have you here probably all together for the one last time just to keep my remarks brief, but I will try. But let me first tell you, you probably were wondering what we were talking to them, what we were saying as they were crossing the stage. We were wondering about what wonderful things they are going to do now. And it is fabulous to hear from them. So many different things, so many courageous things they'll be doing. Some of them did their studies while working full-time. Some of them did their studies while working full-time and raising family. Some of them did some amazing things. Some of them are entering into areas that we never ever thought of, but they thought of that. So it was a fabulous, conversation with them to understand that this is what it's all about. This is the time when it all comes together. I also, at every convocation, I find out how strong they are because my arm is sore, how excited they are. And they do have very sweaty hands, for sure. And it's wonderful to see that you're so excited, you're so energetic. But allow me to share for a few more minutes with them. And you may recall when you first came here at your orientation, we had a conversation. In that conversation, I asked you to rethink the reason why you wanted to attend the University of Waterloo. And given your fabulous credentials, you could have gone to any other university in the world. You chose to come to the University of Waterloo. And our conversation was of two nature. One is, I wanted you to promise me that you will meet me here at your convocation. And you have kept your promise. I thank you for that. Many of you send me emails, messages right after that. I promise I will be there. I know it was not easy. If it were easy, you wouldn't have chosen the University of Waterloo. You would have gone somewhere else. You had to work hard. A lot of people behind me and everywhere else ensure that you will be here today. But at the same time, I also told you that getting a University of Waterloo degree carried a different meaning. It wasn't just your competency, your excellence in the disciplines that you studied. It also showed that you were going out into the world with your leadership potential, with your understanding and courage and passion about dealing with issues that are of global nature. It's not about just getting a job. It was about how you will make a difference in the world. And each and every one of you I spoke to, you assured me that you had that conviction, you had that passion. This is the university that started a little over 60 years ago with 74 students, with 0 buildings. We had temporary classrooms. And this is where we are today. This is the university where we say we are not only a key player in various areas, we are setting the stage for many other things. This is a world that is going through enormous changes, disruptions. And we're not going to wait for somebody else to come and say, this is how it should be done. We are the ones who will set the stage and will say, we are doing it. I can't tell you, on behalf of all of my colleagues, how immensely proud of you we are. It took a lot of courage, and I said hard work probably 3-4 times, but I don't want to undermine it. Did. So there is this big, fabulous, exciting world out there waiting for you. You have well over 200,000 of your colleagues who came through here before you. They're out there waiting for you. They are your family members. They're your University of Waterloo family members. And I hope that you will look back as you're making tremendous progress in your careers and say, this is where it all started. When I was an undergraduate student, I read a book by Victor Hugo. I read it because I wanted to. I enjoyed it. Later in life, I reread it because I thought I would get a different meaning out of this. But much later in life, I decided to read it again. My own children wondered why I kept giving them a copy of the book and asked them to read. There's a part in it that it sticks with me, it guides me throughout my life and the job that I do. And it says something like, you can change your opinion, but keep your principles. The trees can change leaves, but keeps the roots. Your roots are here. Remember them. I congratulate you one more time. Thank you so much for spending the past several years of your life here. Congratulations. I will take another minute or two to touch on something relating to Dr. Dagg's honorary doctorate and a wonderful speech we heard. We were all touched, moved by that. But I can tell you, Dr. Dagg, that this is the class of 2019. The University of Waterloo is immensely proud of the changes we brought forward, our commitment to the United Nations 10 by 10 by 10 impact initiative, and the progress we made in terms of, as you can see in front of you, the diversity we brought, the gender quality we brought forward in terms of our students, our graduates, our colleagues, everybody, in terms of making sure that this university is not just making progress, but is leading in the world. So for that, we took your words to heart, but I'm also proud to say that we have been working very hard on this. With this note, I think you need to celebrate this afterwards, so I don't want to keep you here much longer. If you could please rise, and I will declare that the convocation is adjourned. Thank you.